New breed, global truth. Hey, what's up? King DR salute. None your biz in the house. Carnival, I see you. Colin, that boy Israel, Sabat Shalom. Spiritual Socrates, the great salute. DeMarcus Henderson, what it do, family? Sandra Corley's in the building. Young Savage, I see y'all. Listen, the sex magic and witchcraft is getting real out here. And one of my missions is to allow brothers and sisters to be aware of what's taking place spiritually, so they can avoid some of these pitfalls. There's a lot of people practicing things behind closed doors in the dark that's having an immense effect on people here in this spiritual realm, or in this physical realm rather. And man, I was scrolling across social media and there was a woman who allegedly cast a spell, a love spell to be exact, on this guy. And I want you to see the reaction, because you got a lot of individuals who believe this stuff is not real. They believe it doesn't exist. They believe that, you know, people don't do magic, people don't do witchcraft, and that it doesn't work. Well, I'm here to show you otherwise. What you're about to witness on camera is you're going to see something that's just absolutely astonishing. I'm going to go ahead and play this for y'all with no further ado. Be careful what you wish for. She puts a love spell on him and this happens.
Why are you breaking this like this? Now, why are you doing this?
Oh, for real?
Can you please leave me alone?
Why am I breaking this?
Can you please let me close the door? Can you stop?
For real, Rosie?
Why are you doing this? I've asked you numerous times to stop.
Because you feel for your safety, right?
Because I want you to stop.
Now you're setting me up, right?
No.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that was straight up demonic. You heard various voices come out this man. It seems that these people live together and he don't even want her closing the door. She allegedly done these spells on this man, and it looked like a scene from The Shining. I don't know if y'all ever seen the movie The Shining with Robert De Niro, when Robert De Niro busts through the door and he just like, I'm here, and he just pops up. It literally looked like a scene from The Shining because she wanted to close the door. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is what's happening behind the scenes. These women are doing this to these men, and these brothers are becoming highly unstable because they don't have the Most High. They don't have the Creator over them. They don't have no spiritual clarity. They're not being led by the scriptures. Yeah, it said, here comes Johnny. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Jack Nicholson, I stand corrected. Mr. Brooks, thanks. It was actually Jack Nicholson on The Shining. I stand corrected, but that's what that reminded me of. But the voodoo is real. And listen, I'm going to tell y'all, brothers, because I'm going to give y'all some of the warning signs of these things. I've witnessed this take place before in other brothers. I witnessed them under this demonic attack where they cannot think without that woman. It's like she totally has him wrapped around her finger. Like every move she make, he's obsessed with her. I've seen this happen before. And women have done hoodoo, juju, voodoo. Back in the day, we used to call it roots. When a woman put roots on the brother. And I'm gonna tell you, here's some of the signs. Some of the signs is you just can't get that person out of your mind no matter what. You're getting all kind of dreams. Like you're dreaming about this person, you're hallucinating. A lot of the times it starts with hallucinations. I had an uncle, which I won't say his name. Long time ago, one of my uncles had a root put on him, and he would see things. He would look outside the window and see things that wasn't there, and he would go into panic attacks. A lot of people begin to get nightmares, lots of nightmares once they going through this, because this woman has acted as a witch, and she is spiritually defiling you, manipulating your free will. What it's designed to do is make you unstable. But see, what you got to understand is these witches, when they cast these spells, they want you to be unstable, because that's the only way that you would actually have love for them. So they have to spiritually defile you. They're like literally spiritually R-wording you. And I want y'all to see this again, because if you pay attention to this video, something came out of that man. Something had him under a demonic stronghold. Man, you can hear him, man. He's crying in agony, man. And this is what somebody asked: how do you get rid of this? How do you cure this? Listen, you have to go to the Most High. This is the reason why I'm constantly telling brothers to get into these scriptures and be careful with your energy. Be careful who you give your life to, especially your specimen, your energy to. And there's so many practices that these women are doing. Fasting and prayer is something you do as well. But look at this, man.
Why are you breaking this like this?
Now,
Why are you doing this?
Oh, for real?
Can you please leave me alone?
Why am I breaking this?
Can you
like
please let me close the door? Can you stop?
this? For real, Rosie?
Why are you doing this? I've asked you numerous times to stop.
Because you feel for your safety, right?
That's what she wanted. You want to, hey, listen, these ladies want to take artifacts of a man's clothing, take it to the witch doctor. They want to put their secret recipe into the spaghetti, because they want brothers obsessed with them. They want to do all kind of sex magic and spells. And I seen this one video where this woman took her man's sperm to a witch. And this woman took 7 red candles, spread the sperm on the candles, and did a ritual over this man to drive him head over heels where he couldn't leave. Where, you know, if he dealt with any other woman, this man was going to lose his mind. Like, that was part of the ritual she did. All to keep a man. All to keep a man. You know, so this stuff is real. You brothers got to understand what some of these ladies are doing. Yeah, they use menstrual blood, which we'll talk a little bit about how they utilize the menstrual blood. But this is what these witches are doing to these brothers, man. They driving them crazy. That's why I'm careful not to deal with no woman who's into the tarot cards. I'm not trying to talk to no sister who calls psychics. And I'm very weary of dealing with women who even look into astrology at all. I'm just not dealing with that, because at the end of the day, this ain't cool.
Because I want you to stop.
Now you're setting me up, right?
No.
Yo, that's, if you listen, there's multiple voices coming out of this man. He's trying to fight in the spirit realm. It's like he in Get Out. It's like he's in Get Out and he's trying to break free, because you can hear him crying for help. He's not there no more. Ladies and gentlemen, he ain't there no more. Bro is gone, man. The demon took over. And listen, I'm gonna tell you something. We're in the next phase where demon possession is gonna be inordinate. They're being released from shit'em. That's what the scriptures tell us. That we will go through certain time dispensations where these spirits will be released. And right now, we're in a real pivotal time right now where if you're not paying attention, if you just laying up with whoever and you doing whatever with whoever, and you shacking up with individuals who ain't right in the head, yo, a lot can happen, bro. A lot can happen. Somebody say he's on some type of drugs. No, this woman allegedly put a spell on this man. And if you look at him, he didn't look like he was on some drugs. He looked like something is possessing him, man. For real. Yo, that man shape shifted. Multiple voices came out of him. All because these women want to manipulate somebody's free will by doing these rituals, man. It's real.
Why are you breaking this like this?
Now,
Why are you doing this?
Oh, for real?
Can you please?
Now, this is a real deal. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this sex magic. Some of the things they do. Because believe it or not, there's people in the overflow, there's people in the chat as I speak right now, and they're listening to this broadcast. And they are practitioners of the craft. There's people who watching right now who are dibbling and dabbling in various dark arts. They're not going to tell you this, but this is real. This is what they're doing. And I'm going to show you what some of these ladies are talking about and how they're going about these things. So you fellas can pay attention, right? I want you to listen to this here. Very interesting conversation. Should I engage in menstrual love spells? Menstrual love spells. See, these are the things that these women are doing. And before I even click on this, I'm going to tell you some things to look out for. If a woman ain't right, you got to look out for women who even cut your fingernails, brothers. I know it's good to have ladies clip your fingernails, your toenails, whatever the case may be. Your woman is catering to you, catering to your hands and feet. You think that woman is just, showing you some love and pampering. You're thinking there's some pampering going on. But you don't even know that she taking them toenails. She taking them toenail clippings. She taking them fingernail clippings. Yeah, real talk. She's taking the dirt from the fingernail clippings. And I'm talking about what? Even women, but like I'm talking about it gets nasty. Even busting your pimples, cutting your hair. Listen, if you got a little blackhead on your back, a little pimple on your body, and that woman pop it, some of these women are taking the cotton swabs. They're taking the cotton swabs, taking the pus from the pimple. I'm telling you, like, y'all saying, damn, Bree, is that real? Yes, it's that damn real, y'all. It is that real in these days. And they taking your shavings and from your hair. And, they going in there when if you brothers cut your own hair, the woman staying at your house, you left a little hair in the sink. You know what I'm saying? She is literally taking the hair, going to the witch doctor, giving this to the witch doctor saying, listen, I need this man to never leave me. I need this man to always be with me, no matter what. I don't want this man to make it nowhere. I'm telling you this right now. There are women who put financial spells on brothers to stop him from getting places and getting cars and getting vehicles. They place spells on your finances to the point your vehicle will break down, to the point where you can't hustle, you can't grind, you can't travel to and fro, you can't meet up with no other woman. There's spells that got out here that if you deal with another woman, you'll just tweak out. You'll vomit and tweak out. Like she'll put a spell so you can't deal with another woman. I'm telling you, that's how they are. Now listen to this conversation right here. Listen to what these women really got going on, man. You'd be surprised. Somebody said, are men doing this also? There's wizards as well, but it's mostly a lot of women who are involved in this type of practice, right? But listen.
Speaker. The topic of today is, should I engage in menstrual love spells? Many women from different countries and different walks of life have engaged in different spells and rituals to keep their lovers and husbands in check.
To keep them in check. So she's asking, should she engage in menstrual spells? So not only do we have women vabbing out here, which is taking the fluids from their vagina, whatever fluids that may be, they're putting it behind their ears and wearing it as perfume. They're putting it on their skin. Not only are they doing that to trigger the pheromones and to lure men in and enchant brothers using the pheromones, but they're also taking menstrual blood and semen as well. And there's a lot of different practices. There's a lot of things they're doing with the semen and the actual menstrual blood. I had a sister tell me about a situation where she worked at a massage parlor, and at this massage parlor, all the women there were homosexuals. They were lesbians, and they didn't like men whatsoever, but they were still masturbating all the men and giving them happy endings. And they were masturbating these men to get spiritual power from the specimen of that man. And, you know, the sister was wondering why they would give happy endings, and they would try to convince her to do the same, which she ended up quitting the job. But they were doing this, and they were trying to, and they were telling her about the power of semen, how if you can get a man, get him to extract, there's something that goes with it. These women didn't even like men. They didn't even like men. They like, you know, they were lesbians, but they would still do this just for the power of it. I'm telling you, it's energy harvesting that goes on with the seeds. But anyway, let's see what she has to say.
Some men have also engaged in similar love spells, but dealing with semen. On the internet, and especially YouTube land, there are people who suggest you dabble in this type of witchcraft and other mystic means to hold your man down. Now, listen carefully. Buying a love candle or even a small spell is not as bad as a blood ritual.
So they're telling you about the ritual. She's saying buying a love candle, which we don't know what's in these candles. Just like we talked about the Ouija board, and how the Ouija board doesn't have a patent number and how it's shrouded in mystery. It's the same situation with these love candles. We don't know what type of diviner, we don't know what type of material it's made out of, right? It could be any type of compost designed to make these things. But she's saying, listen, those candles don't have nothing on these menstrual love spells. I believe that brother we seen earlier is a victim of the menstrual love spell.
Small little charms and amulets and spoken words can maybe work, but a human blood spell supersedes them all. These folks tell you all about the good results and the reasons you should consider menstrual blood spells. But I want to talk about the negative implications of using this kind of magic to hold your man down.
So she sounds like she's speaking from experience. And this is what these witches do. They have these podcasts, and they actually be having these forums where they congregate and they talk about what they should and shouldn't do. None of this involves becoming good women, you know, learning how to cook, keeping that pH right, keeping, you know, that body in shape and intact, serving your man, you know, actually being good wives and being chaste and modest and actually being there for that man as a helpmate. No, that's not enough. They got to go through all great lengths to keep this man around. And I want everybody to like the video. Let's go. Everybody pound the like video on the video. Let's get it.
Some people say there's nothing wrong with these bloody mystic means and that it's the same thing our ancestors used and they don't see the issue. On the other hand, you have people that say they don't believe in none of this stuff and they feel that it's rubbish. Everyone is entitled to their own belief. However, I want to...
You know, the people who don't believe it are normally the people who are open to it. The people who don't believe it are normally the people who are open to it. And I know people would say, you know, if you don't believe in that stuff, it'll have no power over you. That's not true. One of the devil's greatest tricks is getting you to believe he didn't exist. The fact that you don't believe it is what makes it work. You've already been deceived. See, in order to know that this stuff is real, you can combat it. You can combat it with fasting, prayer, having discernment, knowing who you're dealing with. Real talk.
Give you some insight. Okay. This is a dangerous spell, and most of all, it can't be reversed. My position on this matter will be negative, and I encourage you to hear me out clearly. All right. Later on in life, my friend from the Caribbean was telling me that her friend put period blood in her man's tuna fish, and eventually
in his tuna fish. What the hell? That's not hot sauce, bruh. That's not hot sauce in that tuna, bruh. Notice she said these spells are irreversible. I just don't get it. I don't know how that brother didn't know something just wasn't right. Hey, man, and this is the thing, man. When you're dealing with these ladies, man, you got to really be careful who food you eating, man. For the life of me, I can't eat everybody's food. I just can't eat everybody's food. And I'm real big on smells. I got a big nose and I'm smelling that food. If something don't smell right, I ain't dealing with it. Now, think about how despicable and nasty of a person you got to be to take something that is coming out of your body as a detox, meaning all the toxins out of your body is coming out in blood form. And think about how nasty of a person you got to be, how just absolutely despicable you got to be as a person to feed that to somebody. Like, wrap your mind around that. To feed that to somebody because you want that man to stick around. You have no love, no care, no nothing for that man. You're literally poisoning that man. He's eating the waste. He's basically eating the waste out of your body, man. He might as well be eating feces. And for real, y'all women who are doing that could be killing these men doing that. Like, literally, his health can decline. That's another thing. Eating that, the health can decline. And there's women who systematically put this stuff in the food constantly doing this to their man to keep them in check, to keep him from going out, spending the night out on the town. You wonder why some of these brothers is out here tweaked out and can't go out their house, can't go to the club, can't go to the bar, can't travel, can't see his other woman, can't do nothing. Why? Because she's constantly spellbound in the man. That's why that scripture say, I suffer not a witch to live. Do you know how nasty these witches are? Witches are some of the most sick, trifling people walking the face of this planet. That's why the Most High God said, I suffer not a witch to live, bro. They nasty people.
encouraged her to do the same. My friend didn't do it and explain, we were just talking about how nasty and gross it was. Now, rituals affect each person differently depending on the background of the individual and whether or not they are currently engaging in the mystic and other factors.
Wow, you hear what she just said. The witchcraft works on a number of levels depending on one's background, depending on, his spiritual fortitude as well. And it also depends on determining factors. Depends on if he's a practitioner as well. Does he have a point of entry? Does he have something that he's dealing with that's of the black arts? Does she have something she's dealing with? If a brother's trying to cast a spell on her, is it something she's doing that can open those portals? Meaning, is it something in your home, ladies? Fellas, is it something in your homes? Are you already practicing the dark arts in some form or fashion? And if so, it can affect you in different ways. So you got to be careful what you bring in your homes. You got to be careful what type of rituals you brothers are involved with, such as pornography. Pornography and the act of masturbation is an actual ritual too. Yeah, see, we get into the nitty gritty. That's an actual gateway right there, where some of the witches can actually, harvest your energy. Man, we can get deep with this. A lot of the women who are in these films are witches, and they actually gain power, and they get, moved to the next level when you brothers is releasing to them. But that's a whole nother topic. That's another topic. But what I'm saying to you is, if you're engaging in something already, they're able to find a entry point.
Okay, so today I'll be talking about examples of several ladies doing spells on their man. Why do some women do this? Well, it could be to trap a wealthy or successful guy to get his riches, or to cause the man that they are in love with never to cheat or look at another woman or leave.
Never to cheat or look at another woman. These modern women are absolutely insane. To basically strip you of your masculinity is the goal, or attack your finances. They want to strip you of your masculinity because it's natural for a man to look at women. They want to emasculate you, neuter you. They want you brothers to be neutered. Let me tell you something. When you a man, it's unnatural not to have other women, not to look at women, not to engage women, not to have conversations with different women. It is very unnatural. It'll make you grow old quick. It'll make you shrivel up and die. If you sit there and as a man, you are not engaging with women, you are not talking to them, you're not courting them, you're not on the phone with them, you literally are not looking at women. I'm telling you, it will kill you. It is unnatural.
Emotional damage.
I'm telling you, you become a shell of the person that you were supposed to be. All kind of things happen. All kind of weight gain takes place. All kind of depression kicks in. Brothers' blood pressure and health begin to decline when you're just not being a man. You literally shrivel up and die. Seriously. Your testicles, what is it called when you're not I'm about to give it to y'all. Hold up. It's a term for this. When you're not getting it in enough. It's a term for that as well too. And I'm gonna get back to y'all with that term. But a lot happens when you're a man who just gets stuck and you're not dealing with women. And I'm not talking about semen retention, but I'm talking about not blue balls either. It's something when your system is not working right because you're not using it. If you're not, the whole saying goes, if you're not using it, you'll be losing it. Yeah, people will be dealing with erectile dysfunction. That's one of the things they deal with. I'm telling you, it's just not good. It's a bad thing, bro.
Leave. So those are the main reasons. Okay, so let me dive into the 3 examples. Number one guy is a kofa. His background is that his parents dedicated him to a certain idol. In exchange, he will be very, very successful. However, he will not be able to settle down and marry any woman.
Wow. So they put a spell on this dude. They put a spell on this dude where he can be successful because they connected him to an idol, but he would never be able to settle down. He'd never be able to have a woman in his life. So there's people who do spells like this as well to stop you from finding a significant other. This is crazy. This is crazy. I see people saying all type of things. Somebody said you start growing moles on you. You get shock rot. Man, all kind of things happen when you just not. Now, it's okay to abstain. Don't get it twisted. In every man's life, you should have a time of celibacy and abstinence. But what I'm speaking of is when a woman puts that demonic stronghold over you where you can't be a man. Like literally, you can't express yourself as a man by engaging women. Something physically happens. Something that's very unhealthy takes place. Your libido, that's what I wanted to say. Your libido, that's the word I was looking for. It just came to me. Your libido does not work the same when you're not being active. Let's just be real about it. Especially as you age as a man, you're supposed to be getting it in. In your 30s and 40s, you're supposed to be getting it in like a lot. Like seriously. You're supposed to be having some women that you make sure you getting yourself together. This is just a fact. Because if you're not using it, your libido is going to fade. You're not going to know what you're doing. You're supposed to be gaining experience. But for sure, listen, somebody said protect your energy, right? You got to protect your energy. This is with the right women. I know I'm saying this like some brothers will hear this and be like, oh, I could just go smash anything. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's good to have multiple women practicing polygyny in your life and have you a circle so you can do what you need to do when you need to do it as a man. It is what it is, right? But listen to some of the spells that these women is doing. And not mind you, the spells they doing is so you men will never look at other women. They want you in a total reverse. They don't want you brothers looking at no other women, right? Keep that in mind. These witches don't want you having women.
Exchange, for being successful. The dedication his grandparents did involved a lot of blood. Okay. The background of his girlfriend, Lena. She was never dedicated to any idols, but she dabbles in the secrets of the mystic. Current situation. Akofa and Lena have been together for 8 months and they live in Hawaii. Currently, things are not working out, and she decides to do a menstrual love spell and puts it in his soup. He, of course, has no clue about this.
In his soup, man. Ugh.
Emotional damage.
These bras is putting menstrual blood in tuna fish, soup, spaghetti. Just straight up putting they literally putting the secret sauce up in you brother's food, man. In the brother's soup. The brother just trying to come home, have him a good, nice hot bowl of Campbell soup. Watch the game. Just came from a long day of work. And he got to eat. You think that's not tomato soup. That is not tomato soup, bro. It's crazy. That is crazy.
Results: the spell did not work because the birth ritual / idols that his grandparents served, their power is greater. Their sacrifice they did was greater than the blood ritual she did. And eventually...
So one of the rituals X'd out the other ritual. So it was one ritual that he would never settle down, conducted by the family, made him rich, but he would never find happiness and love. Whereas though the other person is doing a ritual to try to get him to be stuck on her. So according to this woman, that ritual didn't work because the other ritual was stronger. This is crazy. Spiritual warfare.
He and his girlfriend broke up. Okay. Guy number 2, David, his background. He was never dedicated to any type of sorry guys, he was never dedicated to any idol, but his parents worshipped a certain idol god. Background of his girlfriend, Sherry. She was never dedicated to any idols, but she is curious concerning spells. Sorry. Current situation, David and Sherry have been in a relationship for 2 years, and they live in Austin, Texas. David is very handsome and loving, and Sherry feels that, he might eventually cheat on her. And
ma'am, newsflash, he will cheat on you. He will. And see, this is what it is in this day and age. Every woman you get with, in the back of her mind, she's thinking about, will he cheat on me? Will he cheat on me? I feel like he's going to cheat on me. Eventually, he's going to cheat on. Let me give you ladies a news flash. Yes, he's going to cheat on you. He's a man. He's going to have another woman. The question is, should it be cheating? It should be honesty, right? Can we all agree that we are grown folks here? He's going to want another woman. You should ask the man, is he a one-woman man? Most of these guys are liars, and this is another reason I tell you brothers not to lie to women. Don't lie to them. Give them an opportunity to choose. Let them know, I am not a one-woman man. It is what it is. Some women are going to say, oh, challenge accepted. Because that's what's going to happen. Brothers, be aware of that. A lot of women are going to say challenge accepted, and they're going to try to change you. So you got to look out for them too. But these women are going through great lengths just to stop the inevitable. It's inevitable. Men are going to be men. Men are going to be men, and these women are doing witchcraft to stop the inevitable.
She tells her concerns to her good friend, and her friend encourages her to do the menstrual spell. Sherry's friend has also done it, and she feels that it will help her. Sherry does the spell by making a dark juice and serving it to her man. He consumes it. Results: that same week, David begins to do everything Sherry tells him to. Sherry was very excited and felt good that the spell worked. However, after 6 months, Sherry got tired of him being like a robot, and she wanted to dump him, but couldn't.
So let me get this right. She done put a spell on this brother by making him consume her bodily fluids. Got bored with the guy because he became like a robot. And then wanted to break up with him. See, this is when all hell hit the fan now, right? For the people who are still talking about cheating and how cheating is wrong, I agree. Men's supposed to tell the truth. That's the point. People are supposed to be honest.
Couldn't. David continued to plead with her not to let him go, and even lost several business contracts due to spending excessive time with Sherry.
So the man losing business contracts, losing money, all of that, just because he want to be underneath this woman. That's crazy. And that's what these women want. And that goes to show a lot of these ladies be believing that they just want a man all to themselves until that man is obsessed with you, until that man is underneath you 24/7. until that man is blowing your phone up, until that man is not pursuing his goals, until you find out that he's ruining his own life for you. Yep, Stoic Mindset, this message has layers, y'all. Has a lot of layers to it. And I'm saying some things in this broadcast I know a lot of people ain't ready to hear. I know I'm preaching some things that people don't want to hear. But it's the truth. And if you are undercover witch, then hey, the Most High gonna deal with you. And you can't keep a man all to yourself. It ain't gonna happen. It's unnatural. It's unnatural for you to be poisoning men with your bodily fluids just because he want other women. You will not keep a man to yourself. I don't care what you do. You can pray to Beelzebub, Satan, Lucifer, Jesus, Allah, Muhammad. I don't give a damn who you pray to, what you do. Men are going to be men. At least real men going to be real men. Real talk. It's unnatural for a man to only, you know what I'm saying, be held down like that.
Because of his obsession with her. He doesn't understand why he's obsessed. Sherry couldn't get rid of David due to him stalking her and almost losing his mind over her. Sherry can't reverse this blood spell and deeply regrets it. His family suspects something happened to him.
I guarantee a lot of these dudes become homicidal. They become utter maniacs out here. And this is why you be hearing some of these stories of these men lining these women up, because these spells are going on. A lot of us don't even realize a lot of these women be operating in different practices. And then when we hear about it on the news, all we do, we hear about it on the news. Oh, so-and-so 25-year-old woman gets brutally murdered by so-and-so husband or boyfriend or whatever. You don't even know what she doing. In some of them situations, it's these love spells. I'm telling you.
But can't put their...
Somebody a woman in the chat says some men are faithful, very few. Listen, real men are faithful to the Most High. Real men are faithful to their careers. Real men are faithful to their money. Ain't no real man gonna be faithful to no one, just some one woman. That ain't happening. That just ain't happening. Now, if you are a monogamous man, I'm not speaking about you. It is what it is. You made that decision. And a lot of the times, a lot of men who are quote unquote monogamous now, they just didn't had their fun already. They didn't just did what they did. They wasn't born monogamous. There's not one man who is born monogamous. There's not a man who loses his virginity and only wants to be with that woman for the rest of his natural born life. That is absolutely just far-fetched. It's far-fetched. I'm telling y'all the truth. And I don't care if you ladies dislike what I'm saying, but I'm keeping it a buck with y'all. Ain't no man lose his virginity and only want to be with that one woman. Men are not naturally monogamous. They're just not. Now, some brothers, they'll have their time of fun. They'll do what they do. And they may say, okay, I'm done. I'm done doing what I've done. I've soiled my royal oats. And they'll decide to settle down with one. But they're not born that way. A lot of them end up whoremongering and playing around, playing the field, dating. They do all of those things. But if they were operating in our true culture and our true heritage, these men would have multiple wives. If they were raised up to know our culture, our biblical rights, if they was raised up knowing this, and they lost their virginity and they had other women around, they would have more than one wife in their youth. So let's get it out of here. Get that crazy thought pattern that you women got, that a man is supposed to be solely dedicated to you, all the way to the point y'all going through great lengths to keep that man down. You're doing witchcraft and doing spells. You're desperate. You're desperate to neuter and emasculate that man.
Hands on what it is. Sherry eventually moves on to a different side of town. David never dates again or marries, and he constantly looks for Sherry.
So he just constantly stalking this man, this woman for the rest of his life. This man is stalking her. Come on, what's going on?
Excuse my throat. Guy number 3, Femi. Femi was taught as a young child on how to use certain rituals to protect himself, and he does this on a consistent basis. Sometimes he engages in blood rituals, but with animals, never with humans. His girlfriend doesn't know this. Background of his girlfriend.
So you got men doing this too, where they're doing rituals using the blood of animals.
Olga was never dedicated to an idol, but she heard horror stories on how men cheat and leave their girlfriends, and she didn't want that to happen. Current situation. Olga and Femi both live in London and were together for 1 year. Olga searched online for different spells and ran across an article talking about how to do the menstrual blood ritual. She decides to bind her man with the information she read. Not only does she do the blood spell, but she does another ritual that's supposed to bring more riches into their life.
For the woman in the chat who said he deserved witchcraft treatment, I want one of the moderators to find that comment and block that person. Get them out of here. I can't scroll the chat. If you see that comment where the woman says he deserves witchcraft treatment, block that person immediately. We're trying to get the witches out. So when the witches begin to show themselves, we can get them out of there. And for the sister that keep asking about fornication, ma'am, you need to learn the definition of fornication. All right? We're not talking about fornication. We're not talking about fornication, okay? We're not talking about inordinate sex. And we're not even talking about sex outside of wedlock, because marriage is sex, man. That's wedlock. We're talking about getting with a woman, keeping her in your circle, and it is what it is. You're dealing with that person. And we're not even talking about adultery, all right? Adultery is a man dealing with another man's wife. So please stop asking that. What about fornication? What about fornication? You don't know what fornication means. It's not fornicating to have more than one wife, man, or to have concubines. If that's the case, King David was fornicating, man. If that's the case, you're saying that Moses was a fornicator. You're saying that Abraham was a fornicator. You're saying the biblical men were fornicators because they had wives and concubines.
Lives. Results. Within that same week, Femi becomes very possessive of Olga. He begins monitoring her activities and wanting to know her every move. He himself didn't understand why. All of a sudden, he felt this way. So he did a private ritual to free himself from this urge, this strange urge. However, his efforts were in vain, and he stayed tied in the spirit to Olga. She didn't like the results of this irreversible spell. Femi is becoming a pain in the butt, and she now has no freedom to live the way she did before.
So that's crazy. How these spells really affect these people's lives like that for the long term, where they can't even move on, and they're constantly stalking each other. And this is crazy.
Femi becomes more and more possessive to the point of accusing Olga of cheating when she was really working late. Femi ended up stabbing Olga, and she landed in the hospital. Once fully recovered, she made sure to relocate.
Hey, she got what she got.
Emotional damage.
You want to go ahead and play these little treacherous games and do all these spells until you get sliced and diced out here. You know what I'm saying? It's all fun and games until somebody get hurt. It's all cool while you sneaking artifacts of clothing. It's all cool when you slipping Mickeys in his drinks and you putting, blood in his food. It's all fun and games until that man pop up at your door like Jack Nicholson from The Shining with a robe on, and he kicked down the door, wave in the 4-4s, and all you heard was "Papa, don't hit me no more." Damn. It's a package deal. Somebody said, "Are you condoning murder?" No, I'm not. Like, some of the comments in here are retarded, bro. I'm not condoning nothing. I'm just saying, if you're going to do that to people, expect these things to happen. I'm not condoning anything. You condone murder when you did that witchcraft on that person. When you slipped something in his spaghetti and, you know, he popped out and he climbed up your tree and leaped through your window in the middle of the night, you did that. Are you condoning murder? Are you condoning witchcraft? Are you condoning witchcraft? I mean, just people just say anything. You play, hey, listen, you play silly games, you get, you know, silly prizes.
Okay, to another country. Okay, so blood spells have a different effect on each person. Like I said, depending on their background, depending on so many different variables. Okay, don't try to take the easy way. Okay, you want a quality guy, get educated on how.
See, it's the thing. These women are conjuring up demons and projecting these demons into these men. And then when the demons come out and it backfires on the woman, the man is still the villain. I tell you, brothers, y'all better be careful out here. These women will have you behind bars. You don't even know why you raging out. You don't even know why you tweaking. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
How to land a quality man. And I feel that any person that would take their bodily fluids and put it in any woman or any man's food or drink is a disgusting person, is a horrible person. Don't do this. Don't do this out of desperation. I have never heard of a positive story of someone using menstrual, you know, blood or even semen, and having a great result from it, you know. So please avoid using and doing this.
For the woman in the chat that says most of y'all can't even keep one female happy, how are y'all going to have multiple? Tasha Trill, men already have multiple women. For these brothers not to be keeping these women happy, as you say, these women sure are dealing with the Pookies and Ray Rays. Pookie and Ray Ray got 10 women. Pookie and Ray Ray got 8 women. Them women aren't quote unquote happy, but they still with Pookie and Ray Ray. So it's like, I don't know if y'all women think that men need y'all's permission to have more than one woman. But if Pookie and Ray Ray can have more than one woman, I think men of the Most High should be able to have more than one woman. Am I preaching or am I preaching today? I mean, what are we talking about here? Listen, men don't need y'all's permission. They already have more than one woman. So what are you talking about? Well, y'all can't even keep one woman happy. What makes you think you can? Pookie and Ray Ray ain't keeping women happy. See, it's a woman's job to keep herself happy. It's our job to lead her. Let's see.
This type of ritual is not good. Okay. So there are some more examples I want to do.
For the female in the chat that says, get out of your flesh. Who are you speaking to? Because I'm going to tell you right now, any woman in here shaming men for wanting more than one woman, you're getting blocked. because I'm tired of the emasculation. We can sit up here and watch Lil Uzi with fishnet shirts on, gyrating back and forth. We can watch Jonathan Major and Michael B. Jordan take suspect pictures all day. We can watch, we can watch all of the letter coalition marching to and fro while our men are being emasculated. And you're going to tell men that they can't, you're going to try to shame men for wanting women. Anybody doing that in this chat, you are gone. I'm tired of y'all. I'm tired of these witches. It's a damn shame the great lengths y'all go to try to emasculate a man, bro. All the shaming tactics y'all use. You should be ashamed of your damn selves. And a lot of y'all are the witches. And y'all don't even realize by trying to combat polygyny, you're actually taking up for the witches at the same time, and you don't even realize it. I mean, you're literally defending witchcraft, spells, and sorcery to keep men emasculated. And you're doing it and don't even realize it. Because that's what it's always been about. We're not the men like we used to be of the Bible. The men of the Bible wasn't having that. The men of the Bible never heard of a man having to be with one woman and that woman going through great lengths to keep him in the house and the men of old don't know nothing about this world we living in right now, where there's witches out here, where these women will drive you crazy and destroy your vehicle, destroy your clothes, and burn your house down, destroy your job, come to your job tweaking because you got another woman. They wasn't doing that back then. They're not doing that in other countries. This you demonic Western world, Western society women. Y'all demonic and y'all evil as hell, bruh. And I feel sorry for your sons. I feel sorry for the fact that y'all raising young boys out here and you're going to be trying to emasculate them. And some of y'all ladies will do this to the men out here in the world. You'll try to shame them for wanting more than one woman, but you won't do that. You won't do your son like that. You'll let your son be a Pookie or Ray Ray. You'll tell your son to just go smash all them 304s. I'm telling you, this is the last days, man. I can't believe there's women in here still upset about polygyny when you got women casting spells on men, putting blood on the spaghetti so he won't go look at another woman, so he don't touch another woman. Don't you see that's crazy? When you women outnumber us 20-1.
I don't know if I'm gonna do a part 2. I really don't know. I honestly also wouldn't be surprised if I saw a YouTube response video concerning this message, this topic, because it's kind of controversial. Some people swear by it.
Man, for everybody sending super chats, man, thanks for supporting the show. Thanks for the 50 chosen one, 123J. Thanks for the 10. Says, I've been with both my wives for 25 years. That's what's up, fam. That's what's up. Yo, Princess Love, thank you for the $10 super sticker as well. Somebody said, New Breed, they just trying to provoke you. Oh, it's okay. This is righteous indignation and vehement exhortation. They provoking me just to bring out this truth. Let's continue.
And some people, feel that it's nothing wrong with it, but it's a lot of stuff wrong with this type of ritual. And I want to tell you, please stay away. It's just gross. It's not good. It's so disgusting. It's unethical, right? So anyway, this message is underneath this audio. Once it gets on YouTube, it'll be in the description tab, along with other links where you can connect with me across the different social media.
And see, that's what's going on, man. These ladies is really trying to take you brothers' manhood. They trying to get you to be obsessed with them, fixated with them. And they're going through great lengths to do so. Nature, thanks for the scripture, Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. And that's the time we living in. And this society is pushing a polygynous lifestyle when you look at it, because the women are making a lot of money. They're making more money than men. They're making more money than men. They're getting all the good jobs. And there's a lack of men because a lot of men are turning to homosexuality. A lot of men are incarcerated. Also, not to mention there's a lot of men dying on these streets, getting lined up left and right. So you have a situation where women are working, they're making their own money. And notice it says, wear your own apparel, eat your own bread. That's because it's talking about this time. They ain't talking about old times of old, because the men provided back then. Now these women are out here working and they like, look, let us go out here. We'll make our own bread. We'll buy our own clothes. But look, let us get with this one man to take away our shame. That's what it means, approach. To take away our reproach means to take away our shame. If there's a good brother out there, let's just stick to him. Let's just stick to a man that's truthful. Let's just stick to the man who got some leadership. That's what these women are going to start doing. They ain't going to have no choice. Remember, the Bible says in the last days, a man would be like pure gold, like a real man. We talking about not a flamingo, not an effeminate male, not a whoremonger, not a witch, not a wizard or a pimp. But real men are going to be like pure gold in the last days. And women, they're just going to have to get right. After some of y'all ladies done having your fun with Pookie and Ray Ray, after you done being like a dog and going back to your own vomit and dealing with the hood boogers, eventually you're going to say to yourself, you know what? Let's get with that righteous man to take away our shame, to take away all the dirt we did, to take away the fact that we've been out here spreading it thin, to take away the fact that we got multiple baby fathers, to take away the fact that, we have our legs open every weekend and we jump in bones. You know what? I'm going to settle down, at least get with this guy. A lot of women are going to do that. It just is what it is. That's the time we coming into. And if you can't handle the truth, you're on the wrong channel. Because I'm going to tell it like it is. No sugarcoating. I don't give a damn what you think. I don't care what y'all be thinking. I don't care about your emotional responses. I don't care what you got to say. Cry me a river. It ain't going to change prophecy. It's not going to change what the Bible says. You can cry. You can listen. You can get in your fifis all day. I don't care. Makes me no difference. Young Savage, thank you for the 10, brother. I appreciate the support. Loving Dean the God Machine says, when things get rough and society falls, women will indeed cling to the men of God, because these times will reveal the real righteous men. Exactly. They're going to have no choice. The question is, are the men of Yah still going to, are you still going to be good enough for that man of Yah? That's the question. Are you still going to be good enough for that man of Yah? That's why you need to turn now, ladies, and stop playing all these games y'all playing. How you trying to keep a man to one woman, but you ain't trying to tell your homegirl to stop jumping bones every weekend? How you going to sit up there and try to tell a man to stay with one woman, but you're not going to talk about these women having multiple baby fathers? What's going on here? Am I missing something? How are we going to talk about a man being with one woman when women got 7 different dudes that they dealing with, that they use for different situations? They literally, women got a situational man in their phone. They literally have a number full of men. And they rotate these brothers based on their needs. And you're going to sit up here and say a man should have one woman? Are you crazy? Y'all outnumber us. Somebody say, bro, chill. They trying to make you mad. Man, I'm not even mad. I'm fired up right now. That's all. It's a difference. I ain't mad at all. I'm preaching right now, bro. That's all. I'm fired up in the word, bro. That's it. Ain't nobody mad. You hear the octave in my voice change because I'm ranting about this, because I'm tired of the same talking points every time you bring the truth out. It's the same responses with you people. I can almost know what a lot of you ladies gonna say before you even say it. You're too predictable. But you know, it is what it is, man. The Holy Spirit has been moving today. This is the third broadcast that has been done. The second one is for members only. So consider hitting that join tab and becoming a member. Consider becoming a member. And you know, we got more content coming. All praises to the God of Israel, to the Most High. Also support on Patreon. Hopefully you brothers learn a lesson and you ladies learned a valuable lesson. Be careful with your energy though, fellas. You really got to be careful what type of women you dealing with. Because what Solomon went wrong, what Solomon was dealing with women who were idolaters and dealing with other gods. He was dealing with women who were witches. That's the only place where Solomon went wrong. The Most High God had no problem with Solomon having women. He went wrong dealing with Gentiles, all the way to the point Solomon put a whole golden calf, a statue of Moloch, right in the middle of Judea. That's how bad they had him. So it's not about what you do. It's about who you doing it with. You understand? So you just got to be careful what type of ladies you dealing with, man. And, you know, have a code of conduct and ethics about yourself, fellas, and just be careful. Ask the right questions. Anyway, all praises to the Most High. Thank y'all. Till next time. Y'all have a blessed one. Shalom and peace.